We've got your weekly comic book reviews. I think there's 12 things here, man. This is everything that came out for August 27th, New Comic Book Day, the last one in August. Pretty stacked as well, and let's just get into it, man. I like to start with what I most recommend, then we'll get into maybe what I least recommend. A lot of new series as well, a lot of new number ones, so let's just get into it. Let's start off with, you gotta start with Absolute Martian Manhunter. Dude, excellent issue. If you guys aren't reading this Absolute title, I think you're really missing out. It might not be everybody's kind of cup of tea, but man, as a fan of crime and noir series, just having one in the Absolute universe is really cool. Even better when it's written by Dennis Camp with artwork from Javier Rodriguez. I loved the bit with the wife as she's trying to run away from this like attacker guy who's been possessed by the White Martian. This entire sequence here. And I like the big battle between the White Martian and the Green Martian over the city as they're kind of fighting for control, as you see here. And yeah, man, I just loved it. I think that this series is really, really strong. This is the end of arc number 1. So look out for a trade paperback coming sometime soon. I'm just loving this Absolute Universe title. And if you aren't reading it, I think you're missing out. Let's also talk about Absolute Wonder Woman. Great stuff from Kelly Thompson. Great stuff from Hayden Sherman. Jordi Belair on the colors, of course. We find Diana. She's still lost in the maze. She heard a rumor that there's another Amazon lost in the maze. So Diana's trying to hunt her down. Excellent paneling from Hayden Sherman, as you guys are seeing here. Flashback scene with young Diana. She's talking to this wolf. This wolf is kind of trying to understand Diana greater and, try to give Diana a problem and see how she solves it. And Diana, of course, solves it without even throwing a punch. She makes a deal with the person that she's supposed to go down and kill. She just makes a deal, a little bit of a trade. And it kind of shows Diana's, both her compassion, but also her kind of like creativity and problem solving. I really like the design of this new Amazon. As we see here, let me try to zoom in a little bit. She's got like this maze tattoo all around her body. So yeah, just really cool, showcase of artwork from Hayden Sherman and the rest of the art team here, solidifying itself as my favorite Absolute title. Today, that's how I'm feeling. Ask me tomorrow, it might be Absolute Superman again, but it really just is those three kind of fighting for, my favorites. Let's talk about We're Taking Everyone Down With Us, issue number 5. One more issue to end this series, but just a great indie series from this year, especially from Image Comics. We got Matthew Rosenberg writing this one, huge fan of his work, and we got Landini on the art. Not my favorite issue of the series so far. It's more like a talky, kind of more narrative exposition heavy issue. Not so much like an action-packed issue as issues previous, but I loved it, man. We get Annalise, she's hanging out with her mom, trying to learn more about the mom that she never grew up with. And we get, at the very, very end, our main character, she's all kitted out. She's ready to potentially go after her dad, right? That she, is in the robot body. Excellent stuff, man. I can't wait to see how this series concludes. It's definitely one you want to check out when a trade comes out. Let's talk about Green Arrow number 27. Dude, if you guys are reading this, this is it might be top 5, honestly, which is crazy to say with all the Absolute titles, but I think that this series has so much going for it. First off, you get great writing from Chris Condon. I think that Chris Condon is really like climbing up there in terms of my favorite writers of all time. And then you get this excellent artwork from Montos. Such a cool look for Green Arrow. It's just really cool. So you see all the, Green Arrow running on the rooftop, shooting his bow and arrow and stuff like that. That all looks great. But then we get really quiet, kind of more personal character moments from Speedy and his daughter, talking about, Speedy's struggle with addiction. I thought it was very heartfelt, but man, if they can keep it going with Chris Condon, Montos, and Adriano Lucas as the colorist, this could be like an all-timer DC series for sure. It's just excellent stuff, man. I like the kind of design of this evil villain, Crimson Archer guy, going up against Green Arrow. We'll have to see what happens. And yeah, man, I just thought it was a really, really awesome issue, and hopefully he can track down this Crimson Archer guy, man. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring, issue number 2. This is an excellent issue. I thought that the first issue might have been a tad better, but I'm still just so invested in the story here and what's going on. We get this Samantha character, the bear. She's a serial killer, dude, so if you're into kind of like a Dexter type of series, this is a serial killer who is really good at hiding it and kind of going out, not her small hometown, she goes out into the cities to do her killings, and it's kind of all catching up to her potentially in this series with the advent of the internet. A lot of people that, suffered, like their loved ones have died at the hands of Samantha. They're all getting together and potentially talking to each other online, trying to figure out the cold case, right? So interesting kind of what will happen in this series. But I'm just so into Patrick Horvath's writing, Patrick Horvath's designs for all his characters in the world that he's building. Beneath the Trees is really just a spectacular indie series. News from the Fallout number 3. So we got Chris Condon again. He's a busy guy. And we got Jeffrey Allen Love on the art. I'm loving this series, man. Still loving it. Issue number 3. I think it's 6 issues total. And it really just feels like a Twilight Zone episode. I think that's why I jive on it so much, and I'm really liking it. As we get all these people stuck in the diner, and they're, you know, slowly being surrounded by these kind of evil monsters that have been turned into monsters by the hands of the government. They drop like a bomb or whatever. Yeah, they kind of break into the diner, and the people in the diner have to escape. So that's kind of where it leaves off in this issue here. Let me see if I can flip to the back. Really cool back matter too in this series. And it looks like, yeah, they were trying to run away and they lost the key. So we'll have to see if they can get out of this situation. Let's talk about You'll Do Bad Things, issue number 6. The conclusion of the series, Tyler Boss with Turtleichi on the artwork. Excellent stuff, man. Really great slasher sort of series. We find out that the reason why all these killings have been happening after he writes the story, we find out what was going on with that. It seems like he wasn't actually the cause of it, and it was actually, I'm not gonna tell you, it's a little bit of a twist. So if you check out this series, I think you'll be surprised for sure. But just excellent artwork, great sequences like this from Turtleichi. And yeah, I love the way that this one ended, man. Definitely check it out in a trade. You'll Do Bad Things, pretty good. Let's get into the number 1s, because we got Masterminds number 1. This is from writer Zach Kaplan, huge fan of his stuff, great sci-fi writer. This is in Dark Horse comic series. It's all about this dude who is a game developer, gets kind of introduced to this organization, this group called the Masterminds, and it's kind of like an Illuminati type of thing, but for game masters. And yeah, he's kind of got an introduction into this organization. They're kind of putting him through his paces. He's got to solve all these different like riddles, but it seems kind of nefarious because they end up like killing a whole bunch of people. So it's kind of like a dark sci-fi sort of series, Masterminds. I'm into it, man. Excited to see what else Zach Kaplan can bring us with this series. Let's talk about The Invisible Man, issue number 1, Universal Monsters series. I'm a huge fan of the Universal Monsters stuff. This one is also written from James Tynion IV, who of course wrote the Dracula series earlier last year, I guess. And yeah, I thought this was a great issue number 1. We don't see the Invisible Man in this one, besides this little like preview of what's to come in the, you know, title page, but we don't see the Invisible Man in this series. It's got this guy who's an evil sort of scientist, and he's doing these experiments on mice and making them turn invisible. So it seems like that's kind of the direction of the series. It's like a horror series, obviously, with Universal Monsters. And this one, not my favorite issue 1 of the Universal Monsters kind of universe that they've got going on, but it's a series that has a lot of potential, and I recommend picking it up, especially if you're into all the Universal Monsters, if you're into James Tynion IV. I thought that Denise artwork is really good with Brad Simpson on the coloring. Just a great start to a Universal Monsters series for sure. Shredder number 1 from IDW. This is written from Dan Waters, and I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't that into it. I don't know, it's not like a ton going on. So we get the Shredder, he's old, he's coming back into the situation. He's trying to go into the Foot Clan, say, hey, you guys, this is supposed to be my clan or whatever. You know, they put him through his paces, and they kind of all leave, they kind of scatter, and he gets captured by the police. And it seems like the police are trying to get him to work out a deal and say, hey, if you go after the Foot Clan yourself, we'll hook you up and give you like a super powerful like suit. And yeah, we'll give you all the resources to take down the Foot Clan. We have mutual sort of interest in taking down the Foot Clan. And he kind of sees this as an opportunity to reclaim his throne. He's like, hey, I don't need your super suit. All I need is the helmet, and all I need is the blades, man. So Shredder, I thought this was a good first issue, but not one that's like, hey, I gotta pull the series, right? So I might tell my shop to drop that one. I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe I'll write it out for like another issue and see how it goes. Robin and Batman Jason Todd. Issue number 3 is the conclusion to this Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen series, and I thought it was great, man. The conclusion of this was really good, really satisfying ending. Maybe it's got some themes of like, you know, is Jason Todd gonna go down the route of being a bad guy, like a more impulsive kind of hero, or is he going to follow Batman's footsteps and be more moral and do the right thing? Maybe that's a story that's already been done before, right? But I don't know, man. When Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen get together, I'm just always a fan. I think they work magic together. You see kind of this push and pull. Jason Todd, is he's kind of on this line and he's not sure if he deserves like happiness and deserves the goodness that comes along with being a ward of Batman. So yeah, man, I just thought it was really cool. I just thought it ended really well, and it gave me great insight on Jason Todd as a character. I haven't read too much stuff where he's young like this as a Robin. Most of the Jason Todd stuff I've read is when he's already Red Hood, right? So yeah, Robin and Batman Jason Todd. When this is out in a trade, I definitely recommend it. 2 more issues, guys. Let's talk about Superman number 29. This was pretty solid, man. I think the Legion of Superhero stuff is really cool. I haven't read too much Legion of Superhero stuff, just in general. We get Superboy Prime. He's being fourth wall breaking. I thought that was fun. I thought the twist at the very end was really cool. The Dan Mora artwork is always excellent, right? And I'm just having a ton of fun with this Joshua Williamson Superman series. It's kind of really rewarding to have been reading it for this long and kind of seeing all the different loose threads that Williamson's had kind of tie together as we're kind of driving to this big battle between, you know, the universe event like DCKO. Superman title has a lot to play in that, kind of what's going on with Darkseid and kind of the meta story over at DC. So I've been really enjoying it, man. I think that Williamson's bringing us a really fun series. Last but not least, let's talk about Ultimate Spider-Man number 20. Not a big fan of this issue. I thought it was good from a writing perspective, but I'm just not a fan of Messina on the artwork. Some of it's like a little sloppy. Like I don't like how he does Mary Jane's hair, for example. Like, I don't know, man. Just not a fan when Messina's on it. So it kind of takes it down a couple notches for me. Makes it a hard recommend, but if you're already reading Ultimate Spider-Man, I'm sure you picked this up. But that's what we got, man. Everything I read for the week of August 27th, last new comic book day of the month of August. Like I was saying, man, pretty stacked. If you read any of these, let me know what you thought. While you're down there, like if you like, sub if you loved. It really helps out the small channels, dude. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics.